Danny arrived at the hotel, the weight of the day already heavy on his shoulders. He entered his room, and there, waiting, was his manager. Star Times wants an interview, the manager announced without preamble. Pass, Danny replied, already mentally exhausted. You have a shoot tomorrow for Vera. Pass, Danny repeated, the words a shield against the day's demands. And in a few days, a movie shoot. I sent you the location. We're traveling. All right, cool. Anything else? Danny asked, hoping for a moment of respite. Sandra will fill you in, his manager said, already moving towards the door. Danny stood, a sigh escaping his lips. As he rushed out, a collision. A woman, laden with a tray, stumbled, and a cascade of soup splashed onto his leg. I am so sorry, sir, she cried, mortified. People nearby began to take pictures. Arg, must today be this bad? Danny muttered, his voice laced with frustration. I can clean it right away, sir, she offered, her voice trembling. Danny scoffed. And I'm supposed to walk barefoot? Do you even understand? His assistant quickly produced a new pair of slippers. Danny removed the soiled ones, tossing them onto the woman's chest. Sell those, he said coldly, and maybe get some new clothes. Your face is ruining my mood. He strode to his car and drove away, the image of the woman's stricken face briefly flashing in his mind. Minutes later, the news was everywhere. Danny Hoffman's arrogance. The headlines screamed, and the story spread like wildfire. That evening, at 8 p.m., Jennifer arrived at Danny's suite. He was already waiting. Jenny, you're late, he said, his voice laced with a hint of impatience. Danny, I'm so sorry. I was caught up, she replied, her voice apologetic. I missed you, he said, and they embraced, their hands clasped tightly. The next day, Elena and her mother sat in their modest living room. Elena had meticulously counted and arranged the oranges she was to sell. Suddenly, her father entered, his face etched with defeat. Why the long face? His wife asked, concern lacing her voice. What happened? He finally succeeded in locking down my shop, he said, his voice barely a whisper. Elena sprang to her feet, her eyes blazing. Ordinary 15,000. In fact, let me catch that man. She started towards the door, but her mother gently pulled her back. It's okay, my daughter. I don't blame him. I blame poverty. Her father slumped into a chair, his shoulders heavy with the weight of his troubles. Elena, please get me some water from outside. What about Chimazi? Her mother asked. He went to school, Elena replied. Elena muttered under her breath, if I catch this man. Her mother started to rise, but Elena was already out the door, bucket in hand, hurrying to fetch the water. As she took a few steps, she bumped into Dana. You're just in time, she said, relief washing over her face. Come and escort me. How are you? Dana asked, concern in her voice. Elena replied that she was fine. Dana then noticed, why aren't you wearing your glasses? Don't fall into the gutter. Oh, Dana exclaimed, her voice laced with a playful warning. Elena, I've mastered this area, Elena replied, a mischievous glint in her eyes. They both laughed as they walked down the street, their steps light and carefree. They reached the tap, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and the murmur of conversation. We're here, Elena said. Let me drop this bucket first. Okay, I'll be behind that car, Dana replied, gesturing towards a parked vehicle. Elena walked to the tap, carefully placing her bucket on the ground. She then tapped a young boy standing in the corner. Hey, I'm behind that car. When it's my turn, call me. Elena rejoined her friend, and together they watched a video on Dana's phone, the screen illuminating their faces. It featured Danny Hoffman and a waiter, their images flickering with the drama of the moment. He's rude. I think I'm beginning to reduce my liking for him, Elena said, her voice tinged with a hint of disappointment. If it were me, I know you, Dana replied, understanding the unspoken sentiment. Suddenly, Dana's eyes lit up as she saw a headline, Danny Hoffman to film in city. Elena, guess what? She exclaimed, her voice buzzing with excitement. What? Elena asked, intrigued. Danny Hoffman is going to be shooting a movie here, but they didn't write when. OMG, I can't wait. Elena squealed, her enthusiasm infectious. Stop acting as though Danny knows you, Dana teased, and they both burst into laughter. Elena suddenly remembered her bucket of water. She dashed back to the tap, fetched her water, and the two friends left, their earlier excitement still hanging in the air. The next day, in the Hoffman mansion, Gretel was in her room when she received an alert that her credit card had been blocked. She rushed downstairs, demanding to know why. Her mother explained that it was because she had spent $18 million in a single day. She promised to unblock it if she changed her ways. She left the living room angrily. Danny walked in, exhausted, greeted his parents, and went up to his room. A knock on the door interrupted his thoughts. "Who is it?" he asked. The maid replied that she had brought a glass of milk. He told her to come in, and as she entered, he couldn't help but notice how unkempt she was. "What a day, with filth," he screamed at her, ordering her to leave his room. Immediately, a call from his manager came in. "Hope you are getting ready for your travel tomorrow," the manager said. "Yeah, sure," Danny replied. "Okay, just wanted to clear that," the manager said and ended the call. Danny dropped the phone and immediately fell asleep.